let's be real for a second. If you think the AI revolution is something off in the distant future, you're already behind. It's not coming, it's here, and it is fundamentally changing the world of work as we speak. Okay, let's just cut right to it. Look at this number, 6 to 7%. That's not some wild guess for the year 2030, no. That is the chunk of US jobs at risk from generative AI today, right now. So you have to ask yourself, is my career future-proof? Because this isn't just about one or two industries. This technology is touching everything, from coding to customer service, from art to administration. And that's exactly what we're going to break down here. This isn't about predicting the future anymore. We're going to cut through the hype and look at what the job market actually looks like right now, heading into 2025. You know, we've seen automation before, right? We had robots on assembly lines, computers doing spreadsheets. That was all about automating repetitive, physical tasks, automating our hands. But this, generative AI, this is a totally different ballgame. It's automating cognitive and creative work. It's automating our minds. So when we say generative AI, what are we even talking about? Well, think of it this way. These systems aren't just fancy calculators that crunch numbers. They're creators. They're built on these incredibly complex systems, kind of inspired by the human brain, called deep neural networks. And because they learn from just immense amounts of data, they can do things like write an email, generate computer code, or even create a photorealistic image from just a text prompt. They don't just process information, they produce brand new original content. And that ability to produce things is creating this fascinating new reality in the job market. It's really a tale of two workforces. Because for every job that AI is changing or even replacing, it's also creating entirely new jobs that we couldn't have even imagined just a few years ago. Okay, so let's get specific. Where are we seeing the biggest impact right now? Well, take a look. Programming, especially at the entry level, is being transformed by tools that can write and fix huge amounts of code. Same story in administration and customer service, where AI chatbots are now so good they can handle complex problems with incredible speed and accuracy.
But here's the other side of that story. It is not all doom and gloom, not even a little bit. Because look at this. We're seeing this whole new class of jobs pop up. Things like prompt engineers, who are basically experts at talking to AI to get the best results, or AI ethicists, whose entire job is to make sure these systems are fair. I mean, who had responsible AI officer on their career bingo card 5 years ago? Nobody. So let's just lay it all out like a balance sheet. On the pro side, you get these incredible boosts in productivity, lower costs for companies, and a wave of new innovation. But on the con side, you have real job displacement and this huge risk of hidden bias in the AI models if they're not trained and managed perfectly. It's complicated. There are no easy answers here. All right, so we get the problem, we see the trade-offs. The big question is, what do we do about it? How do we adapt? Well, the answer really comes down to two words: the great reskilling. And this isn't just happening randomly. Companies are actually following a pretty clear playbook. First, they identify the tasks that AI can do. Then, they deploy the AI. Naturally, that changes people's roles. So the next step is reskilling the workforce to do new, higher-value things. And the most important part? Step 5. It's not a one-time fix. It's a constant cycle of adapting. But this whole process creates one massive challenge for all of us. And it's this: a growing skills gap. Basically, what we learn in traditional schools and universities is starting to fall dangerously out of sync with what the real-world AI-powered economy actually needs right now. And that gap forces us to zoom out and think bigger. Because this isn't just about you finding a job or a company improving its bottom line. This is a massive societal shift that's forcing us to ask some really, really big questions about the future we're building. And these challenges go way beyond the paycheck. We're talking about the risk of AI models having hidden biases that affect people's lives. We're talking about the potential for widening the gap between the economic winners and losers. And that creates this urgent need for new rules, for policy guardrails, to make sure this technology is guided in a way that's fair and maintains our trust in the systems we rely on. This quote really just hits the nail on the head. It says the central challenge isn't about the tech anymore. It's about building the social and political systems to make sure that all these amazing gains from AI actually help everybody, that they lift all boats instead of just making the divides in our society even deeper. So that's where we are. We're standing at this incredible crossroads.
And it leaves us all with one final, profound question to think about. As the machines around us get smarter and smarter, what does it truly mean to be human at work? What is our unique value that can never be automated? That's the question for our time.